in the second round of the television title tournament held on April 24th, you'd work with Brad Armstrong, and Brad is often characterized as one of the best workers inside the ring, and of course, he's one of the sons of the legendary Armstrong family. What'd you think of Brad and his ring skills?
Oh, Brad was tremendous, tremendous. Uh, Working with him was a dream. Uh, and later on, I would show you what I thought of him by putting the North American title on him
Mm-hmm.
in Georgia Championship Wrestling. But no, Brad was a pleasure to work with, like a breath of fresh air.
Just like smooth. That's always the word that comes to mind whenever I watch one of his matches. There's no fat on it. Everything he does is just precise and clean, and it's hard to criticize that guy in any of his ring work.
It certainly is.
Now, the one criticism that does come up with Brad Armstrong all the time whenever his name comes up is how he did on the mic. Do you think that that criticism of Brad is fair?
Yes, I do.
I mean, just lacked the charisma, or like did he seem like he was nervous on the mic, or in your experience as a great promo guy, what do you think he was missing there?
Repetition. I think if he'd have been forced to work on the mic more, he could have gotten better.
Now, he's one of those guys too behind the scenes. Everybody talks about how funny he was and what a a great guy he was to be around behind the scenes. Did you have much of a relationship with Brad outside of the ring?
Not at the time.
But it grew later?
Yeah, it grew later in Georgia.
Now, we hear all the time that those boys and even Bullet himself could be crazy. Did you spend much time around the Armstrong family as a whole?
Sure as hell did.
All right, please regale us with one of those tales.
Oh man, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. Some things are best left unsaid.
Well, I'll say a few things as an outsider, and you can choose to comment on them if you want to. Rumor has it that Bob Armstrong, what a legendary performer this guy was, and very, very well known in his territory. But rumor has it that he was no stranger to the booger sugar every once in a while. Jake, did you ever enjoy any extracurriculars with Bullet?
Sure did. Yep.
I want to ask you to expand on it, but I don't know if you will or not. No, I guess I couldn't blame you if you didn't.
No, I'm not going to go ahead and beat that horse, man. It's out there. Everybody knows it.
Yep. Now, Brian Armstrong is the other one I wanted to ask you about. He wasn't a wrestler at this time, but have you spent much time around Brian?
No, I didn't.
It's funny because I've gotten to know him personally, and he's one of the funniest people I've met in wrestling. And so it's kind of like I never had the pleasure of meeting Brad, but I imagine that the two share a sense of humor.
Yeah, they did.